We live in a world where there is so much information being revealed, so much information being shared. You go to a rabbi and someone will tell you, well, this rabbi is not the greatest rabbi, it's not the wisest rabbi. You go to a psychologist, you say, this psychologist, they're better psychologists. You go to a therapist, and you'll say, this therapist, there are better therapists. Right? So who am I? Clearly there are greater rabbis, greater therapists, greater psychologists, greater people that you can go to for your advice, so why should you even listen? This particularly is something that is not so much that which I need you to listen because I'm wiser than you, or older than you, or smarter, or more experienced, but simply because what I'm going to share with you is a monumental piece of advice. We find ourselves in a time right now, in the 3 weeks, it's soon going to be the 9 days, a time where we saw the destruction of the temple. And why was the temple destroyed? Because of baseless hatred. So I want to share with you something that is so profound and so deep. It's not only about baseless hatred or increasing in your love for one another, but simply being a more in-tuned human being. Be you a rabbi, be you a judge, be you a psychologist, be you a therapist, be you a parent, brother, sister, employer, employee. To love is to respect, and to respect is to understand. The Rebbe Marash was the fourth Chabad Rebbe, and the Rebbe Marash once came out of his private audience room sweating. So one of the Hasidim came to him and said, Rebbe, why are you sweating so much? And the Rebbe Marash turned around to him and he said, you're fired. Go home. Why am I sweating so much? 50 people came to see me today. For me to understand these people in my private audiences, I need to go into their shoes and into their clothing and into their circumstances and truly try to feel their circumstances and their pain. And only then am I able to answer and to try to come up with a solution for them, be it physically, be it spiritually. Understand? Today we live in a world with men movements, women movements, all sorts of rights movements, where everyone is trying to help a specific party in humanity, a certain part of humanity. From this story, the Rebbe Marash teaches us that if you want to help someone, whether you're a rabbi, a psychologist, a therapist, a mentor, a parent, a sibling, co-worker, the first thing is listening, understanding, truly putting yourself into that person's circumstances, to try to be the best listener that you can, to understand fully and completely what this person is experiencing. And when you're able to put yourself in their shoes, you're able to be a good listener, then perhaps with the help of Hashem and the powers that be, you'll be able to help this person in some form or fashion. And once it happened, the Rebbe Marash was in a meeting with someone, a yechidus, a private audience, and then a little while later, he was again in a private audience. In the middle of the audience, the Rebbe Marash walked out. And why did he walk out? He walked out because he said, this is such an overwhelming experience. It's the second person today that's telling me of this challenge. It's so painful. He walked out. The Rebbe Marash, a tzaddik, a goin, a Rebbe, a Lubavitcher Rebbe, a Nasiha, Ador, leader of a generation, walks out because he feels the pain of the person that he's speaking with, that is speaking to him, coming to him for advice and counsel. Sometimes in life, we don't have the answers. Sometimes in life, the only answer is to be compassionate, to understand that a person is going through a painful situation. And even a Rebbe like the Rebbe Marash could stop in the middle of the audience and say, I can't. It hurt him so much. Some people love hard. They give it all they got, and they love with passion and affection and so much dedication and commitment. And some people, whether they're a rabbi or a psychologist or a mediator or a therapist or a parent, they feel the pain of others. Weahבת lir'acha kemוך is this respect, honor, understand your fellow friend. Love your fellow friend. Feel what they're going through. It's the greatest advice that I've learned from my mentors and my teachers and my rabbis. I share it with you.